Hello and welcome to tonight's basketball match between the Eau Claire Immanuel Lutheran Lancers and the Lincoln Hornets. This is Joel Bernthal commentating for you. This is the JV game. The varsity game will follow this and will begin in approximately 20 seconds. Tipping off for the Lancers will be Sito, and tipping off for AC Lincoln is Weiss. Pretty much a tie there. Goes off Sito last though. Brent to take it up, passes down to Weiss. Weiss looking to drive lane. Is unable to do so, comes back out to Burnt. Burnt across to Weiss. Weiss down to Anderson. Back up to Weiss. Then to Burnt. Burnt goes inside. Anderson is fouled. Foul was called on Roots. So it'll be his first personal, team's first. Get it into Burnt. Burnt tries going sideline. Comes back out to Weiss. Weiss to Anderson. Then to Burnt. To Weiss again. Burnt. To Weiss. Weiss drives inside. Just misses his shot. Rebounded there by Rademacher. Rademacher steps back. Passes to Sito. Sito back down to Rademacher. Skip pass across to Plath. Plath with the jump. I can't think of the word. Roots misses his shot. Rebounded by Rademacher. Goes inside to Roots high post. And out to Plath. Plath with a long two, and he'll make that. Go down to Burnt, then back to Burnt. To Anderson. Anderson up to Weiss. To Weiss. Inside to Anderson. Taken by Burnt. Tries driving inside. Tipped away by Sito. Foul called on Sito. Pass into Burnt. Burnt stops short. Passes out to Anderson. Weiss with it now. It goes inside. Weiss to Weiss, and Weiss with a layup. Plath down to Rademacher. Rademacher skip pass across to Sito, up to Plath. Plath to Rademacher. Inside to Roots, outside to Sito. Plath, top of the key, down to Rademacher. You go inside with it, then pass to Roots. Roots with the bunny, and he'll make that. Burnt taking it the other way, pass to Weiss. Weiss to Burnt, to Weiss again, then down to Anderson. Anderson back to Weiss. To Burnt, sorry. Burnt to Weiss. Goes inside to Burnt, tipped around and stolen by Sito, who will lose it out of bounds. We remain Lincoln's ball. Anderson to pass in for Lincoln. Goes deep pass to Burnt. Burnt to Burnt, almost stolen by Rademacher. And another foul called. It'll be Rademacher's first personal, team's third. Anderson to pass in. He'll get it into Weiss. Weiss to Burnt. To Burnt. Inside to Anderson. Anderson outside to Burnt. To Burnt again. Back down to Anderson. Goes inside this time to Burnt. Burnt fakes a shot, then comes back out. Weiss trying to get it inside, is unable to do so. Passing around the ring again. Anderson passes inside to Weiss. Shot is blocked by Sido. Sido will take it the other way for the Lancers. Passes across to Rademacher. Nothing on the inside for him. Goes out to Plath. Plath to Rutz high post. Then to Sido. Sido to Rademacher. Inside to just misses his shot there. Rebounded by Rademacher and a foul called on Plath. That is his second personal, team's fifth. Sorry, first personal, team's fourth. He will airball his shot. That is Franck. Just tipped though. Franck to pass in for the Hornets. Franck will get it in to Weiss. Misses that. Rebounded by Sido. Sido pass ahead to Rademacher. Rademacher will go up with it. Rolls around the rim and out. Rebounded by Burnt. Burnt taking it up the court. Passes across to Weiss. Weiss to Weiss. Fakes a shot. Comes out. Then ahead to Franck. Franck to Weiss. To Burnt. Back to Weiss. Goes inside to Burnt. Nice look. Just misses that though. Rebounded by Plath. Plath will take it the other way for the Lancers. Gets it inside to Sido. Sido with the jump shot. Bounces on the rim a few times and out. Rebounded by Rademacher. Skip pass across to Sido. Sido with another chance and a travel called. It'll be Lincoln's ball. Lance is now running a press. They'll get it into Burnt. Burnt taking it all the way down the court. Stops at the three-point line, then drives inside. Goes up with it. Tipped away by Sido. And another foul called on Sido. Or not. It is called on... Who's that? Carsonson? Carsonson is on the floor. Okay. And Burnt will make his second. Rutz to pass the ball in for the Lancers. Get it into Rademacher, and Rademacher will take it the other way for the Lancers. Passes across to Sido. Sido skip pass across to Wales. Wales to Rademacher. Goes inside to Sido, who will go and lose it out of bounds off his hands. Lancers again running a full court press. Rademacher tipping it away and out of bounds. Burnt to pass in again. Pass is stolen by Rademacher. Pass to Roots. Roots outside to Wales. Wales to Rademacher. Rademacher will take a deep 2. Just missing that. Rebounded by Wales. And out it falls on Wales. Still pressing full court. Again stolen by Rademacher. Passes into Carstensen. Carstensen will fake a shot, then go out with it to Wales. Misses. Stolen by Burnt. Stolen by Rademacher. And Rademacher will take it the other way and put it in. And timeout called by AC Lincoln. Gonna have to try and figure out how to break the press. Lance has been successful with it 2 to 3 times now. 6-3 is the score. Lancers lead by 3. Anderson to pass in. He'll get it into Burnt. Burnt all the way ahead to Otto, who will lose it out of bounds. But it goes off Wales. And Frank will get it into Burnt. Try and make a move on Carstensen. And ends up passing it across to Frank. Frank down to Otto. Back up to Frank. Then to Burnt. To Anderson. Sito taking it away from Anderson. Goes up with it. Misses. Rebounded by Carstensen. Goes up with it. Misses that. And rebounded finally by Burnt. Burnt taking it the other way now. Passes to Anderson. Anderson to Burnt. To Anderson again. Tries to get the inside pass to Burnt. Is unable to do so. Passes out to Otto. Otto into Frank. Out to Burnt. Burnt with a 3. Misses that. Rebounded by Roots. Roots skip pass across to Rademacher. And he's going to go up with it. Bounces off the rim and out. Rebounded by Roots. But he loses it out of bounds. Lance is again running a full court press. Anderson to pass in. Get it into Burnt. Burnt's going to drive lane. Blocked by Carstensen from behind. Pass ahead to Sito. Sito down to Wales. Wales out to Rademacher. Rademacher taking a deep 2, and he'll hit this one. He has 4 points on the night. Burnt taking it the other way for AC Lincoln. And across to Burnt. Then to Otto. Otto's going to try and drive against Wales. Misses that. Rebounded by Rademacher. Rademacher had to Carstensen. Carstensen turned just at the wrong time, though. And out the ball goes. 8-3. Lancers lead by 5. And a few subs come in. Olsen and I think Weiss came in. And Radical came in for the Lancers. As well as Quaid. Burnt going up the sideline with the ball now. Tries to drive. Quaid there to stop him. Cross to Anderson. Anderson tries to go into Burnt. Tipped away by Quaid, and out it falls. It'll remain Lincoln's ball. Burnt to pass in. Burnt into Anderson. Anderson to Olsen. Olsen to Weiss. Weiss to Burnt. And jump ball is called. And it'll be the Lancers' ball. Weiss comes in for Otto on the Hornet side. Rutz in for Sido. Sido will take it the other way for the Lancers. Sido across to Wales. Skip pass to Radical. Radical into Rutz. Rutz with the 2. And he'll make that. He and Rademacher both with 4 points on the night. Weiss across to Anderson. Anderson trying to get it inside, is unable to do so, and comes out to Weiss. Weiss to Weiss. Gets it back to Weiss again. Weiss trying to drive baseline. Comes inside to Anderson. Opposite block. And he's going to go up with it and make that shot. It's his first points of the game. Score is now 10-5. Lancers lead by 5. Sido with it. Passes to Radical. Back to Sido. Sido inside to Quaid. Quaid back out to Sido. And then skip pass across to Radical. Radical to Wales. Wales fakes a shot, then passes across to Sido. Sido inside to Quaid. Outside to Rutz. Rutz with the deep 2. 6 points now for Rutz. Weiss getting it to Burnt. Burnt drives inside, tipped away by Quaid, and a travel is called. Rademacher, Plath, and Leduc all come in for the Lancers, and another timeout is called by AC Lincoln. Hornets are struggling to get it inside on the Lancers defense, but when they do, they end up scoring. So if they can find a way to penetrate the defense more often and get it inside, they will have quite the night of points. Lancers able to shoot from the outside quite a bit. Rutz showing that he can do that 3 times now. Rademacher having 2 inside shots. And I think Plath had an inside shot as well. So Lancers being able to attack from multiple angles. Lancers are running into foul trouble though. They're up 5 fouls. Hornets with none. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them below in the chat. 12-5, Lancers lead by 7, 6:21 left to play in the first half. Plath to pass in for the Lancers. Plath getting into Quaid. Press was run by the Hornets, nobody there to help. Quaid comes inside. And a carry called on Quaid. Weiss to pass in. Get it into Burnt. Cross to Otto. Otto back to Burnt. Burnt down to Weiss. Weiss tries to get it inside to Otto. Is stopped by Radical. 3 times, and then Leduc pushes it away after the pass is made. Hornets still have the ball, though. Burnt to pass in. Burnt gets it into Burnt. Then to Weiss. Weiss looking to drive inside. And foul called on Radical. This is a first personal team 6th. Pass comes in to Weiss, who will make that shot. Plath down to Radical. Radical inside to Quaid. And a foul is called on Burnt. It'll be his first personal, team's first. Sido will come in for Radical on the Lancer side. And Otto and Frank will come in for AC Lincoln. Flat to pass in for the Lancers. Get it into Rademacher. Rademacher out to Sito. Sito, 3. Just misses. Rebounded by Burnt. Pass ahead to Weiss. Weiss back to Burnt. Burnt's going to drive inside. Stopped there by Sito. Nice help. Then back out to Weiss. Weiss to Otto. Then down to Frank. Frank back to Otto. Otto goes inside to Weiss, tipped away, and then back out to Burnt. Burnt to Frank. Frank goes down in the corner to Weiss. Weiss trying to get it inside, is unable to do so. Goes out to Frank. And then back to Burnt. Burnt bent to Frank again. Frank with a 3. Bounces off the rim and out, rebounded by Weiss. Weiss will put it up. Airballs it and rebounded by Rademacher. Rademacher will take it the other way for the Lancers. Pass ahead to Sito. Sito's going to drive inside, then pass to Quaid. And a jump ball is called. Burnt making that one happen. Anderson will come in for the Hornets. He's coming in for Weiss. Anderson into Burnt, and Burnt taking it the other way for AC Lincoln. Scores 12-7. Lancers down, lead by 5. Pass across to Weiss, then to Otto. Otto tries going inside to Frank, rebounded by Rademacher. And a foul called on Frank. That'll be his first personal, team's second. Sito will pass into Rademacher. Rademacher taking it the other way for the Lancers. Goes across to Plath. Plath back to Rademacher. AC Lincoln now in a 2-3. Gets it down to Quaid. Quaid will go up with it. Nice shot. His first points of the night. Scores now 14-7. Lance is leading by 7. Down to Otto in the corner. Gets it in to Weiss, and Plath with the foul. It'll be his second personal, team's 7th. And AC Lincoln now in bonus. Thorough comes in for Radical. Weiss misses the 1-and-1. Thorough to rebound and pass out to Rademacher. Rademacher to Sito. And a travel called on Sito. Burnt will come in for AC Lincoln. He's coming in for Otto. Pass comes into Burnt. Burnt to Burnt. Burnt across to Anderson. Anderson goes into Burnt. He's going to go up with it and makes his shot. Sito down to Plath. Plath back to Sito. Inside to Thorough. Outside to Rademacher, who's going to drive lane, then go up with it. Rolls around the rim and out. Rebounded by Quaid. Quaid's going to go up with it. Misses. And will be shooting 2. Foul's called on Weiss. That'll be his first personal, team's 3rd. Quaid shooting 2. Quaid makes his first one. Olsen will come in for Otto. And Quaid misses his second. Rebounded by Olsen. Olsen back to Burnt, and Burnt will take it up for AC Lincoln. Burnt to Burnt. Inside to Anderson. Anderson trying to drive baseline. Does not get that. Pass from Weiss into Burnt is tipped away. Taken ahead by Sito. Sido will go up with it. Nice look, misses the shot though, rebounded by Burnt. Burnt to Burnt. Burnt taking it the other way. Passes down across to Weiss, and Weiss will miss that pass and will go out of bounds. Brandel now coming in for the Lancers. He's going to come in for Quaid. Scores 15-9. Lancers lead by 6. Plath to pass in. He'll get it into Sido. Sido to Rademacher. Rademacher to Thorough. High post, and he'll lose it to Olsen. Olsen to Burnt. Burnt to Burnt. And Burnt taking it the other way for AC Lincoln. He'll get it to Anderson. Then skip pass to Burnt. Burnt to Weiss. Weiss to Olsen. Back to Weiss. And he'll try and get it inside to Burnt, which he does. Burnt with the shot. Misses that. Bounces off a few people. Burnt saves it. Passes into Burnt. Gets it to Olsen. Olsen to Anderson. Back to Olsen. And to Burnt again. Burnt tries going inside to Weiss. Tipped away by Plath, who will lose it out of bounds. Weiss to pass in for AC Lincoln. 15-9. Lancers lead by 6. A minute 50 left to play. And Otto will come in for Weiss. Otto now to pass in for AC Lincoln. Otto gets it into Weiss. Weiss to Anderson. Anderson tries to get it down to Otto, and he'll miss that pass. Plath to pass it in. Plath into Sido. Sido takes his time getting up the court and passes to Brandel. Brandel back to Sido. Sido to Rademacher, who drive baseline. Gets stopped, gets out to Plath. Plath skip pass across to Brandel. Brandel, 3. Comes up short. And is rebounded by Olsen. Olsen to Anderson. Anderson to Weiss. Weiss goes inside, then passes out to Burnt. Burnt working against Rademacher. And Rademacher with another foul. I think that'll be his second personal, team's 8th. So Burnt will be shooting 1-1. And he'll miss that. Rebounded by Otto. Misses that. Rebounded by Sido. Sido taking it the other way for the Lancers. Sido to Brandel. Brandel gets it inside to Plath. Plath skip pass across to Sido. Sido down to Rademacher. Rademacher with the 3. And he'll miss. Oh, 2. Huh. Weiss across to Anderson. Anderson down to Otto. Then to Weiss again. Weiss outside to Otto. Then to Burnt. To Anderson. Anderson's going to drive lane. He'll miss that shot. Rebounded by Plath. Plath taking it the other way. Tipped away. Handled by Rutz. 3 from Sido. Misses that. Rebounded there by Olsen. Olsen out to Anderson. Anderson across to Weiss. And Weiss taking it up the floor. Weiss getting it down to Otto. And Otto steps out. And press works. Shot ahead, just misses. Shot was from Franck. And that'll end the half, 17-9. Lancers lead by 8. Lancers ending with 8 fouls, and AC Lincoln ending with 3. And we'll be back in 15 minutes for the second half. Sorry, 8 minutes for the second half. Hello and welcome back to the second half of the basketball game between the Eau Claire Manny Lutheran Lancers and the AC Lincoln Hornets. This is the JV game between these two teams. The varsity match will follow. Score is 17-9. Lancers currently lead by 8. Lancers will start with the ball. Sido will get it into Rademacher. Rademacher down to Rutz. Rutz skip pass across to Sido. Sido to Rademacher. Rademacher to Rutz. Rutz skip pass across to Sido again. Inside to Thorough. Thorough outside to Plath. Plath with the 3. Just misses that. Ball on the floor. And jump ball called. It'll be the Lincoln's ball. Anderson to pass in. Anderson to Burnt. And Burnt to take up the court for AC Lincoln. Burnt inside to Burnt. And the foul called on Plath or Rutz, I don't remember. Rutz it is. This is second personal, team's first of the half. Burnt shooting 2. And first one bounced off the front of the rim and out. And he'll airball the second one. Rutz to pass in, gets it into Rademacher, and they'll take it up the court for the Lancers. Rademacher tries to get inside to Thorough, loses it to Burnt. Burnt stops short, passes to Frank. Misses his 3. Rebounded by Sido, who will pass ahead. And a convenient time for a foul. It's called on, it's called on Burnt. It's his second personal, team's first. Rutz ahead to Rademacher. Rademacher to Sido. Back to Rademacher, and then down to Rutz. Rutz, 3. Burnt to take it the other way. Gets it into Frank. Frank outside to Burnt. Burnt's going to drive with it. It's tipped away and out it falls off Rutz. Burnt to pass in. And they'll get it into the other Burnt. Burnt to Anderson. Anderson down to Frank. Frank to Burnt. To Weiss. Weiss looking to drive baseline. Goes up with it. Misses his shot. Rebounded by Sido. Sido will take it the other way for the Lancers. Passes down to Rutz, who doesn't turn around in time to see the pass. Out it falls. Anderson will pass into Burnt, and Burnt will take it the other way for AC Lincoln. Pass to Anderson. Back to Burnt. Into Frank, who will lose it to Rademacher, and Thur will pick it up past to Plath. Plath to Rademacher. Inside to Thorough, high post, and a foul called this time on Anderson, I believe. No, not Anderson. Wait, there is no 31. Not sure about that. Rutz, 3. I'm going to call it on Anderson because there's no 31, and he looked like he was in the vicinity. And timeout called by AC Lincoln. 23-9. Lancers now leading by 14. Lincoln's ball. Weiss to pass in. Weiss into Burnt. Burnt gets a screen, then goes inside to the other Burnt. Stolen by Sito. Nice read by him. Sito to Rutz. Rutz looking three, then passes it across to Rademacher. Rademacher will go up with it. Misses his shot. And I was going to say jump ball, but foul is called. This time on Plath. That'll be his third personal, team's second of the half. Burnt to take it the other way for AC Lincoln. Burnt to Anderson. Anderson to Burnt, then to Otto. Back to Burnt, then to Anderson. To Weiss, to Burnt again, down to Otto. Skip pass across to Weiss. Goes up with it, blocked by Plath. And a foul is called. And that'll be Plath's. Oh, it wasn't called on Plath. It's called on Sito. Interesting. Okay, that'll be his second personal, team's third. Weiss misses that one. And the second one, rebounded by Thurl. Thurl tries to get it out to Rademacher, stolen by Otto. And a traveling call on Otto. Ritz to pass in for the Lancers. Get it into Bryce. That's to Sito. Sito down to Brandel. Brandel back up to Sito. Sito trying to get it inside, then out to Brent. And another travel call. Anderson into Burnt, and Burnt taking it the other way. 12:30 left to play in the half. Misses his, Weiss misses his layup. Rebounded by Sito. Sito taking it the other way. Passes down to Rutz. Rutz, three. Rolls in and out. Rebounded by Burnt. Passes ahead to Weiss. Back to Burnt. And down to Burnt. Back to Burnt again and across to Anderson. Anderson tries to get it inside to Burnt, and a foul is called. And the foul is called on Quaid. It'll be his first personal, team's fourth of the half. Arndt to pass in. Arndt gets it in, Burnt, gets it into Weiss to Burnt, who will make a layup. Sito bringing it up the court for the Lancers. 23-11. Lancers now lead by 12. Sito to Brandel. Brandel inside to Rademacher, who will go up with it. Nice shot. Eight points on the night now. Burnt down to Otto. Nice help from Rademacher. Cross to Burnt. Burnt to Anderson. Anderson out to Otto, then to Burnt again. Burnt tries to make a skip pass across to Weiss, stolen by Brandel. Brandel to Rutz. Rutz inside to Rademacher. Back out to Rutz. Rutz, 3. It's his third 3 of tonight. Rutz now with 15 points on the night. 28-11. Lancers leading by 17. Burnt taking it the other way for AC Lincoln. Pass to Otto. Then to Olsen. Back to Otto. To Burnt. To Burnt. Burnt trying to drive baseline. Goes in and out. Passes out to Anderson. Anderson to the pump fake. And another travel. And Leduc will come in for Cito. Brando taking it up the court for the Lancers. Brando to Cito. It's Rademacher that came out, not Cito, sorry. Back to Cito. Cito across to Brando. Brando to Cito. Cito inside to Leduc. Leduc out to Quaid. Quaid goes up with it. Bounces off the rim and out. Rebounded by Burnt. Burnt taking it the other way. To Anderson. Anderson back out to Burnt. Inside to Burnt against Brandel. Goes up with it. Rolls around the rim and in. Brandel with it now. Gets it inside to Quaid, high post, then out to Rutz. Rutz with another 3. Fourth 3 of tonight. Up to 21 points. And a timeout is called by AC Lincoln. Lancers now leading by 18, 31-13, 9:38 left to play in the half. Lancers have 4 fouls called on the half, and 2 have been called on AC Lincoln. Burnt gets it to Weiss at the top of the key. Weiss looking for a drive, does not get one, and gets it to Otto. Otto outside to Burnt. Burnt skip pass across to Olsen, who almost loses it. Back to Burnt. To Otto. Otto's going to drive baseline. Can't go up with it though, and passes out to Burnt. Burnt, 3. (31-16) is now the score. Lancers leading. Cito bringing it up the court for the Lancers. Cito to Rutz. Rutz is going to go in with it, then out to Leduc. Leduc to Brandel. Brandel's going in and up with it. Bounces off the rim and out. Rebounded by Quaid. Quaid goes out with it to Cito. Cito to Rutz. Rutz to Quaid. Quaid looking for a 3. Does not get it. Passes out to Cito. Cito, 3. Just misses. Rebounded there by Olsen, who's called for traveling. Cito to pass in for the Lancers. Cito to Quaid. Quaid to go up with it. Misses his shot, but is fouled. And he will be shooting 2. Foul is called on Weiss. That'll be his second personal. Team's third. Wade makes his first. And Frank comes in for Otto. Wade will make his second. I believe there's a jump from AC Lincoln, nothing called though. 33-16, Lancers lead and a lot of subs. Wales, Rodemacher, Plath in for the Lancers. Burnt taking it the other way for AC Lincoln. He's going to get it down to Frank, who comes back in. I forgot to mention that. Weiss will go up with it and make that. Plath with it now. Goes out to Rodemacher. Rodemacher skip pass to Wales. Wales to Rodemacher. Out to Wales. Wales fakes a three. Comes out with it to Plath. Almost loses it there. Goes inside. Then out to Rodemacher. Rodemacher fake three. And a foul called on Burnt. Third personal. Team's fourth. Plath to pass in. He's going to get into Leduc. Leduc with a shot. Just misses. Rebounded by Plath. Plath almost losing it. Falling on the floor now. Tries to pass it ahead. Stolen by Anderson. Anderson goes up with it. Tipped away by Rodemacher. And jump ball called. And it'll be the Lancers ball. And timeout Lancers. Full. Thompson will be coming in for the Lancers after this timeout. 33-18. Lancers lead. 4 fouls apiece. 7:43 left to play in the half. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them below in the chat and I will answer you. It'll be Lancers ball. Plath to pass in for the Lancers. Plath gets it into Sito. Sito back to Plath, and Plath will break the press by crossing half court. Plath going up and in with it. Burnt taking it the other way. Burnt to Frank. Trying to get inside, is unable to do so. Gets out to Weiss. Weiss to Burnt. Burnt to Anderson. Anderson to Olsen. To Frank. Tipped away by Thompson. Regained by Frank. And a very late foul called on Thompson. First personal, team's fifth. That's called on. It's called on. I'm not sure. There is no 22 on the court right now. Blast down to Rutz. Rutz three. Bounces around like 4 times and out. Weiss regains it, passes out to Frank. Frank to Burnt. To Anderson. Anderson to pass into Burnt. Burnt to Anderson. Gets a screen, goes into Burnt. Passes off Weiss. And out it goes off Plath. Weiss to pass in. Get it into Anderson. Anderson out to Burnt. Burnt to Anderson. Then all the way across to Weiss. Weiss driving with it. Misses that. Rebounded by Rutz. Rutz taking it the other way. Passes ahead to Rademacher, who'll go up and with it. Just misses. Rebounded by Burnt. Good look from Rutz. Burnt to Weiss. Tries to get it into Anderson. Is unable to do so. Burnt gets it into Frank, though. And back out to Burnt. Burnt going up with it and makes that. Pass in is taken away by Anderson, who will miss his shot. Rebounded by Rademacher, who will go up and in with it. Nice move. Burnt taking it the other way. Burnt to Weiss. To Burnt again. Cross to Anderson. Anderson to Frank. To Burnt. To Frank to Burnt. To Anderson. Anderson's going to drive. Comes around, goes up with it. Hook shot, just misses. Rebounded by Thompson. Thompson to Rademacher. Rademacher going to go up with it again. Just misses this time. Score 37-20. Lance is leading by 17. 4:40 left to play in the last half. Burnt to Weiss. Weiss back to Burnt. To Anderson. To Frank. Frank, 3. Misses that off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Wales. Wales to Plath. Plath ahead to Rademacher. Rademacher is going to drive in with it, then go up with it. Misses, rebounds his own shot, passes out to Plath. Plath is going to drive in and go up with it. Misses, rebounds his own shot, passes out to Rutz. Rutz, 2. 39-20. Lance is now leading by 19. Burnt taking it the other way for AC Lincoln. Passes to Weiss. Weiss looking inside, cannot get that pass. Passes out instead to Frank. Frank's pass gets stolen by Rutz. Rutz ahead to Rademacher. Rademacher going up and in with it. And a timeout called by AC Lincoln. (41-20). Lancers now lead by 21. 3:44 left to play in the half. Lancers with 5 fouls. Lincoln with 4. Pass comes into Burnt. Burnt taking it up the court for AC Lincoln. Burnt gets a screen. Nice cover there by Rutz. Passes out to Frank. Frank across to Olsen. Olsen unable to get it inside. Goes back out to Burnt. Burnt to Burnt and down to Olsen. Olsen back up to Burnt and across to Anderson. Down to Burnt. Trying to find inside, is unable to do so, gets it out to Franck. Franck to Anderson. Anderson looking for a drive, not able to do so, gets it out to Burnt. To Anderson again and across to Franck. Franck down to Burnt, who will lose it out of bounds. Cito into Rademacher, and Rademacher taking it up for the Lancers. 2:55 left to play. Rademacher to Rutz. Rutz inside to Cito. Cito back out to Rutz. Nice play. Burnt taking it the other way. 43-20 now. Lancers up by 23. Burnt across to Franck. Franck to Burnt. Across to Anderson. Burnt with a nice cut. Anderson not passing it though. Gets it across to Olsen. Back to Burnt. Another good cut by Burnt. Gets it, but is not unable to go up with it. Foul called on Rademacher. And a lot of subs. All 5 for the Lancers. Radical, Brandel, Thompson, Leduc, and Quaid all come in for the Lancers. And there was 2 subs for AC Lincoln. I want to say Weiss and Halling. Pass comes into Weiss. Ball's on the floor. Jump ball. Lincoln's ball. Gets it into Olsen. Olsen with the shot. Misses that. Took by Leduc. Taken by Quaid. And a travel called on Quaid. Anderson to pass in. Anderson gets it into Burnt, who goes up with it, misses that. Rebounded by Olsen. Olsen to Anderson. Anderson will finally make it in. Radical going ahead the sideline with it. Radical to Quaid. Minute 40 left to play. Tries to get it into Radical. Anderson with it. Going the other way. Passes ahead to Burnt. Burnt's going to drive. Go up with it. He'll miss that. Rebounds his own shot. Goes up with it again and misses. Pass saved by Weiss. And a travel called on Burnt. Thompson to pass in for the Lancers. And Calkins comes in for AC Lincoln. Pass goes into Thorough. Foul is called. Minute 14 left to play. Radical to pass in for the Lancers. Radical getting it into Thompson. Thompson's going to drive baseline, then go up with it. Misses his shot. Foul called on Thorough. First personal, team 7th, and they'll be shooting 1-1. Halling shooting 1. Make his first. And they'll be shooting another. And makes the second. Brando getting it into Radical. Radical to Brandel. Minute left. Brandel into Leduc. Leduc goes up with it. Just misses. Rebounds his own shot, though. Jump ball called. 43-24, Lancers lead. Radical to pass in. He'll get it into Brandel. Brandel makes a move, trying to go baseline. Is not able to do so. Gets it off to Radical. Radical's going to go up with it. Misses that. Rebounded by Thorough. Put up by Brandel. Brandel with no shot. Didn't make that. 45-24. Lancers leading by 21. Anderson to Weiss. 20 seconds. Back out to Anderson. To Weiss again. To Anderson. To Hulling. Tries to get it inside to Olsen. Blocked by Thompson. Regains it though. Out to Weiss. 5 seconds now. Goes up with it. And will make that shot. And time expires. 45-26 is the final score. Lancers win this one and varsity will follow shortly. Stay tuned for that, and if not, have a good night.